Hey Alan, I believe we can do what you want to do, but I'm not sure if we want to do it for this time. So what I'm going to show you is how, and then you tell me if it's something that we want to do, because I'm concerned because the kids have already taken the hands-on part, and it's going to involve changing the points that the quiz is worth. And I don't know if we want to do that. I don't know if it'll mess with their grades, so you tell me what you think. Let's go ahead and look, and I'll show you what needs to be done, and then you tell me. All right, so here we are, and we're in your class. And so if we look at the grade book, I'm just going to kind of give you some background information here. First of all, where's grades? That's where I'm getting blind. There we go. All right, so when you look at the grades and you look at your midterm, what you've got is it counts for 17% of the grade, and that's okay. That's what we want the midterm group to count for, is 17% of the grade. But what it amounts to is that half of that 17% is going to come from the hands-on, and half of it is going to come from the written work. So that's, now make sure that I'm doing this right. That was actually a question. Is that how it's supposed to be? Half of the midterm grade, which counts for 17% of the total, is going to come from the written. Half of it's going to come from the hands-on. I'm assuming that's, but the problem is we've already got some students here that have taken this grade, and when we start changing things, it's going to change their grades, and I don't know if that's a thing we want to do, because here's how you're going to have to do this. First of all, you're going to have to go to your assignments, and to do that, we're going to go, well, actually, we can just click on midterm. Nope, guess we can't. Where's the midterm in the actual grade book here? There we go. We click on the midterm. All right, and as you can see, if we edit the settings, the midterm grade, you have it down as 100 points, okay, which is okay. But what we would have to do is we would have to change this to 50 points. So this half of it is only worth 50 points. And then we would have to create another assignment, which I have already done here in the assignments. And I called it midterm hands-on. Where did I put it? There we go. Midterm hands-on. And I put it down here in the midterm group. And so if we edit it, then you're going to see that it's also worth 50 points. So there, those two 50s add up to 100, and we want to make sure that they're both designated as points and not as percentages. So 50 points, and we want them both in the midterm group. And so what will happen is those two, when they take those two exams, the combined points, whatever combined points there are, then that will give us the percentage. It'll be the same thing as a percentage, even though it's counting points. Let's say they get 40 points off of this and 40 points off the other. They're going to have 80 points total, but that's going to be the same thing as 80%. So it won't matter that we're counting points instead of percentage. And then because it's in the midterm group, that 80 is going to count 17% of their final grade. So that is the way to make this work. You can't just combine two assignments and say, okay, average this grade together. I've looked all over, guys. I was thinking that'd be the best way to do it, but apparently Canvas does not allow that. So this is the way to do it. So you count it as points. This one counts 50, the other one counts 50. When you put those two together, because they're in the same group, then they will add up together to be the same thing as a percentage grade. And then when you put that in, that will count 17%, because the assignment group is weighted at 17% of the final grade. Now the only problem is when we do that, if we change the value of this midterm exam, the handwritten part, I'm afraid it's going to affect their grades. It's going to change. We change that to a 50, it's going to change their grades. And I don't know I don't know how that's going to work. So tell you what, watch this video and then let me know how you want to proceed, and then I will do whichever one you want to do. So go ahead and watch the video, let me know, and then we can either do this for this time or we can just do it for the fall semester and start doing it from there. Because once you get it built, then as you pull the material over to each successive semester for each successive class, we won't have to redo it. We won't have to keep redoing it, because the quizzes will still count the right number of points. But for this time, I'm afraid, since we already have some people that have taken the midterm, it's going to mess up their grades, and I don't know that we want to do that. So let me know. Now, if we don't want to do it for this time, then what can happen is you may just have to manually grade the hands-on, and just manually, or which you're going to have to manually grade it anyway. But then what you can do is just basically manually create the average yourself. You can go in there and say, all right, I'm going to average the hands-on, and then get out a calculator, add the two grades together, divide it, and then change the grade. And that would be the way to handle it for this semester. It wouldn't be so bad for this class because there's only 4 or 5 students in there. If you have classes that are big, that might be kind of onerous, but that would be the way that I would handle it for this semester. And then when Wednesday next week, when you and I meet to look at your summer classes, then we can go ahead and set it up so that it will work automatically. So let me know what you want to do, and we'll go from there.